So here we have our heavy duty TPMS system. So it's going to suit vehicles up to 22 tyres. So the main uses are mainly trucks up to 22 tyres, buses, off-road equipment, construction equipment, tractors, etc. So you have your display here, fairly straightforward. You can actually see here, and you'll see when we power it up what the display looks like and how your tyres are. So it doesn't really matter what you use, and you can have whatever of these you need to make sense. So if you're only putting it on a dump truck with 4 wheels, obviously use 2 at the front and then 2 at the back, and front left, front right, rear left, rear right. Fairly straightforward. 3 buttons on the front here to adjust the display, a mounting bracket at the back, plug. Now that's the mounting bracket there, so sticks or screws down to the dash, mounts up and down on the screw, lock there, pretty straightforward. I'll mount that where the operator can see it, so that's that and that. Your plug here plugs into the display. Now this has to obviously run out to ground and ACC power, so that's going to give the unit power. And then we've also got TX and RX here, so you can use CAN or RS to actually send the signal. So if you want to send a signal into a telemetry system or whatnot, it can be done. It can send your tyre pressure and temps into there, so it is possible for that unit to do that. Then we basically follow back. We have a repeater. So repeater just obviously takes a signal from the tyres and repeats it out to pick up here. Just helps with range and whatnot. That's fairly straightforward. Plugs into here. You give this a power source. Again, it's got a wide voltage range, so it'll cover most uses. And ideally, what you'll normally end up doing, if this is the cab, these are our wheels, and this is the truck, for example, truck body, you would put the repeater underneath at the bottom, and so obviously it picks it up and then sends it to the display in the cab. So that's that. So obviously some stainless steel hardware and looks like a mounting bracket to help you mount this down. We have mount that on the vehicle. Then we have our sensors. So on this model we have 3 different options here. We've got an internal band sensor. So this band wraps around your rim. This sensor goes in there, and that is your antenna. And obviously that's going to send your temps and pressures back. Pros are long battery life, 3 to 5 years, more accurate temp readings. However, tyre has to come off to mount them. So that's the internal version. And then external, we've got 2 versions here. So we've got your 12mm OTR type valve. So that's your big one. So normally on bigger off-road equipment, construction equipment, dump trucks, whatnot. That screws into the valve, easy done. These don't have replaceable batteries, and you'll again look into 3 to 5 years service life, and then you have to buy a new sensor. These are sealed units. So screws on, picks up your temp and whatnot. That's in my hand, so you can see they are decent size because they are long off versions. We have a smaller one that won't last as long, but majority of the gear you're going to be putting this on has fairly big rims anyway, so this does not affect it. It's still fairly lightweight. And then your standard size valve stem, exactly the same thing. That screws on, all fairly straightforward. Then we've got a couple of accessories here some of our customers use. It's just a bypass valve, so that screws on to the valve, the sensor on here, and then you can still obviously inflate and deflate without taking off the sensor. So we have those for the 12mm and for your normal size valve as well, exact same thing. So that covers what you get in the kit and what you can do with this tyre pressure heavy duty system. I'll show you the screen and how all that works now. Now that's basically what you see in the display. The sensors aren't on any thread here, but obviously this system's been paired to 4 sensors. You can see the darker tyres. It flashes on the one it's on. What will normally happen is it will stay in there for 5 seconds. It will show you the PSI and the temp, and then it will scroll to the next tyre. And the one that's flashing is the one it's on, and you can see it's been scrolling between them right now. Now, if there's an issue with one tyre, it's going to go that one and stay on that one until the issue is solved. So that's basically how you see your pressure and your temp. And then obviously in your menu settings here, press and hold on that. This is all covered in the instructions, but basically you can obviously come in here and set your high and low temperatures and the different things you want. So we come into here. I actually want number 3 and click OK. Now it's saying a manual high pressure alarm has been set at 180, a 1. A low pressure is at 108, and high temp alarm, manual set alarm, is at 90. So you got your manually set alarms, what you do here, and then you've got your And your other alarms you've got are like your auto alarms. So if there's an increase or decrease too quickly in tyre pressure, that's an auto alarm that's automatically going to happen. And the same with your temp. If there's an increase in temp too quickly, you're going to get alarms as well. But these ones here are just your manually set ones. So this will just show a quick overview. I like setting your manual alarms. So basically press and hold the set button. P1 comes up. These are just different menu options. So we go to P3, then we click OK. Now we can come in here, and the first thing that comes up is your low manual pressure alarm. So if you click OK, you can do that and set it at where you sort of like want it to be, so like 40 psi in this case. Press OK again, then press set. Now it's going to take us to our, sorry, that was the wrong way around. This one is the low alarm. Let me just go through them all again. Sorry. So the first one that comes up is your high alarm. So set that at what you want that to be. So press this middle button here, you can just go up. So 60 psi is our manual high pressure. Then we've got our manual at low pressure. Press OK. We're going to set this at 40 in this case. Press OK. Press set again, and you can set your high temp alarm. Now this is going to depend where you are and sort of what you're doing. So you can get a bit of like a feeling for what temps the tyres are running, and then you can adjust it to be where it needs to be. Then press OK. Now you press the back button here, and we've set those high and low pressure ones. So that's pretty much, that's one of the things you need to do. Press and hold set takes you to the menu. So the only other one you might need to do is P4. Now if we click in here, we can obviously change it to bar and like Celsius or sort of Fahrenheit. So obviously majority of people like Australia are going to be running PSI and Celsius. So press OK and back button again. Now those are basically two easy things you need to do to set up. So once that's all done, you're pretty much good to go. You can just go and grab your sensors and start screwing them onto the place where they go around the vehicle or the piece of equipment, and just when you screw it on, you should be getting a pressure reading, and that's what you want, and you're all good to go. Just one quick thing to note when you are setting the pressures here. The second one is low, so you have to set a low first. For example, if you didn't set it first, it'll only let you do high is 41, because obviously the high can't be lower than the low, if that makes sense. So just set the low pressure, which is the second one, first.